My name is Sophia Lehman, and my thesis is titled Protecting Albania, United States Policy Towards Albania and Albanian Responses. So, why is Albania, one of the smallest and least known countries in Europe, arguably one of the most pro-American countries in Europe and possibly the world? Well, my thesis answers this question by examining over a century of interactions between the United States government and Albania. So this project analyzes the involvement of the United States with Albania diplomatically, politically, economically, and culturally. It retraces America's main policies towards Albania after the country became independent in 1912 and concludes with an analysis on the present status of the relationship between the two countries. My argument is that American involvement, more specifically in key moments, has ultimately shaped positive perceptions of the United States among the Albanian people. And my methodology in this project was a historical analysis of foreign policy towards Albania using primary sources like diplomatic records, and for a more present-day analysis and to analyze Albania's history with the United States, I rely on oral histories as well, with field work that I have conducted in over 3 months in Albania, which include interviews and direct observations I have made along the way. This experience allowed me to connect at a high level to policy decisions and everyday life in Albania and what these public perceptions look like. So my main takeaways here, I argue that the fundamental moment in which the United States became the most involved with Albania, or started to become most involved, was when President Woodrow Wilson opposed the partition of Albania after World War I. Other countries in Europe were contesting Albanian territory, and Albania was very newly independent, and President Wilson stepped in and argued that Albania should be autonomous and would not waver in this stance. And this is widely remembered by Albanians as the moment in which the United States government saved Albanian autonomy, and they largely attribute their independence to President Wilson at this time. My second takeaway, which isn't mentioned here, is that during the Cold War, Albania became one of the most isolated regimes in the world, but this would not falter the Albanian perception of the United States. It led to a lot of state manipulation, but it preserved positive images of the United States regardless. My third takeaway is that during the 1990s, this was a turning point of the relationship in which the United States was directly involved in democratization, providing economic aid, and became directly involved in Albania's political transition from communism to a plural system. And my fourth takeaway is that the Kosovo War is the strongest emotional bond between the United States and Albania, in which Albanians believe that the American involvement in Kosovo is essentially what reinforces the idea of the United States as a savior nation along with a partner nation to Albania. And a lot of Albanians gained a lot of respect for the United States after this event. And my conclusion is that Albania's pro-Albanian American sentiment is a result of key moments of intervention where the United States has come to the aid of Albania, particularly in times when Albanian sovereignty and security was threatened. And this constant involvement at crucial moments has led to a widespread respect for the American government and its people among the Albanians. And at the present, the level of American involvement in Albania is low in comparison to what it has been in the 1990s and onward. But while the future of this relationship is uncertain, it is highly unlikely that this pro-American sentiment in Albania will falter.